The company, the stock, other tickers, our fans and followers. This is a weekly update that I highly recommend you listen all the way through. I'm Steve Reinharz, CEO of Artificial Intelligence Technology Solutions, trading on the OTC Pinks for now under the ticker AITX. Now, we're going to talk about a lot of the reasons why I love doing what we're doing, why I have unlimited enthusiasm, and I'm going to say a few statements in this video that you've never heard me say before. Cool, okay. So, what's happening right now, before I get into what I want to talk about, which is the company and the stock, is this month, June, we've quoted more so far this month than we have the prior 3 months combined. So the first month of Q2, we've combined more quotes than we did all Q1. And it's the result of momentum starting to take off. It's the result of investing months and a year in sales staff. It's a result of investing in making our processes and outreach and communications better. All these things that I've talked about over the past months for those people that have been with us for a while now. Now, there's a few reasons, in addition to the fact that we're running and managing the business well, that are creating this emergence and hopefully creating the start of a real breakout. That's what we're hoping. That's what we're working towards. And some of this comes back to what some people call the labor crisis. But if you follow me, you'll know that I call this the new labor reality. People don't want to take crap jobs anymore. They don't want to take guarding jobs. Labor force isn't there. There's other options that are better. So not only are we in this new labor environment, but we're also entering in a state of corporate cost cutting. Corporate cost cutting is good for us because it encourages practitioners to try new things because they're under pressure to cut costs. They have to try new things. The status quo, which is where the bulk of the world likes to live. Nobody likes change, or generally speaking. People don't like change. They want to do what's been proven before. That's been an obstacle to sales for us. That obstacle is fading away as pressure comes down, which is good. So we have a new labor reality. We've got cost cutting. Both of these elements play exactly into AITX's value prop. Now, I was certainly able to forecast the upcoming labor crisis 5-6 years ago whenever we started this company. That to me was clear. This is not a surprise. It was accelerated by COVID. What I couldn't forecast was the cost cutting and the recession that we're on the verge of if we haven't already entered. But either way, one thing about AITX that I feel is that we're built to be recession proof for the reasons that I just mentioned, for the two reasons that I mentioned. I think that's evidenced by the June funnel and the momentum that we're starting to get to. Now, this is a statement that I've never made before, ever. And I've certainly never made on film, but I've never made this statement before. I am saying right now that AITX is unequivocally the pioneer and the leader in this space that we are creating. Now, there's a couple other kind of, adjacent companies that might have a couple products. Nobody has the platform and the vision and the drive and the success that we do. Nobody else has the roadmap, to my knowledge, that we do, that we're going to continue to unveil throughout the rest of the year. Nobody has the investor base as smart and committed as we do. Those are many of the reasons why I think this is. Why I think that we're the leaders, definitely in thought and vision, which is critical, right? This is the emergence of a new class of company, of a new Google, a new Amazon. That's how I see things. Because in the fourth industrial revolution, there's going to be companies that properly seize and deploy technology and win. And that's what I'm working towards. Everybody should know that. That's what I'm working towards. It's interesting because I say that we are the leader. And I'm going to use these words more specifically. I'm going to say we are unequivocally the smart mover. You've heard of the term first mover. I'm saying we are the smart mover. And the smart mover is the company in the circus that is best positioned to become the winner. It's not always the first mover. History is littered with first movers. History is littered with better solutions that never got properly commercialized. It's the smart mover that wins. And that's always been in my mind as we've developed and guided this company's growth. I see that we are the smart mover. Now, part of being a smart mover has to do with working both the offense and the defense. And these are some of the reasons why I feel we're the smart mover. On the offense, we are creating class-defining technology. We are creating the solutions that people want. We are creating things that didn't exist before. This is what has to happen in a new gen company. We're going to be one stop. We're going to have the best economies of scale because of our production and volume, the best pricing, and we're always going to be in tune and listening to what our clients want. So all of these offensive items are critical to us being able to say that I feel we're the unequivocal leader. But on the defensive side, what we have to do is we have to think about fending off challenges. We can't think that we're always going to be perfect. We're always going to have the best innovation. We always have to be hungry. We always have to have, an element of challenge onto us, and we can never get more comfortable. And to do that from the defensive side, we build a strong and loyal dealer network. We build internal systems for scalability, and we invest in building a strong internal team, all things that we're doing. Now, I just shared with you all kinds of elements related to AITX. Let's park that for a second, and let's talk about other OTC stocks. Now, yesterday, a post hit my feed. I don't follow many people on Twitter, but there's one person that I follow. Her Twitter is always uplifting, and it's cool, and it's smart, and I really kind of like, I like her, so I follow her. And she had retweeted something that said, the retweet, so not her, but what she tweeted was someone who said, "Follow me, I'm picking the best stocks," or something like that, right? And there were two images of sheets of tickers, that were kind of said, "Hey, this is the next brand," right? And the person who had tweeted it, not the person who retweeted it, but the person who tweeted it, had basically screened, using the screener, under a penny and float numbers close to authorized. And that was this person's screening technique. And I was like, I'm just thinking about it, because I have a lot of respect for the person who did the retweet. But I'm like looking at the list, and at least 10 of these popped out to me as tickers that at best were poorly designed companies that never executed, and at worst were outright pump and dumps. And that goes back to the FOMO bit. And that goes back to what you're investing and what you're following in terms of AITX not being that. Being this incredibly great company that is making progress and will break out of the OTC only when the time is right. I want to express that very carefully. I'm not baiting any investors with an imminent move to NASDAQ. Not the case. A poorly planned move to NASDAQ can hurt investors. It's happened many times. I will not do that because I like you guys. We're all on the same team. So definitely we're emerging. We're continuing to emerge because it's a battle. We're continuing to emerge, I think, as one of the best OTC stocks. Whereas many people have had volume suffer. Remember, volume is lifeblood. Volume is liquidity. No volume, you're dead in the water. Your investment is stagnant. It's not going anywhere. We've maintained volume. In some cases, on some particular days, we've grown volume. So I love that. And we track all kinds of metrics from clients and investors and stuff like that. So I know that our engagement is high and getting higher, and I love it. Hopefully we'll be on the QB soon. I'm happy to report we have had some meaningful back and forth this past week. So that's good. I mean, it's better than waiting for the phone to ring. So they responded. They've definitely looked at our file. They asked for something, which we, submitted. So that's good. We're getting there. The QB thing, Hey, I've said it before. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I don't know. I can't say for sure. Puts us in a cleaner class to some extent, but it's going to put us almost in like a top 10, the top 10 of all QB stocks by volume, which will be great. Which will be great. It'll bring us additional eyes, but I don't know how meaningful it'll be at the end of the day. Anyway, we did it, and we did it because the investors wanted it. Just like we made sure no reverse split until whatever date is, if that. And we put that in writing and did the 8K and all that, right? Because I listen to our customers, I listen to our investors. Now, what are we going to be doing from now going forward? A few expectations I want to set. We're working on some major tech announcements. And you guys have seen some really cool sales announcements. And I mentioned that, this quarter, second quarter, which for us is June, July, and August, should be our best order intake quarter. That's what I'm forecasting. Best order intake quarter to date, which is huge for us, right? We're going to have some big tech announcements. And Project S. Project S will be revealed this week. That is a definite. 99.99% if the sky falls. It won't happen. But Project S will be revealed this week. It may end up being really great. I don't know. It's one of those things no one's ever really done. And you just don't know, right? I can't forecast or set expectations. I do know that many of our fans and followers will grow because of it. And I'm excited to launch it. Anyway, this week, Project S. Guys, a lot of info. Spoke fast. Send me your comments. Reach out to me on any of the channels. I'll be working on it. Wifey's got COVID right now, so slow weekend. Apparently I had it a couple weeks ago. I don't know. I had a couple symptoms. I just blew it off, didn't know. Now wifey's getting hit with it. Anyway, have a great weekend. Be safe, be healthy. Have a good one.